When Betsy reveals that Becky will be joining them for lunch, Carla forces a grin. Yet when Becky attempts to pinch a bite of Lisa's meal from her plate, Carla's unease becomes clear. Becky insists she's simply searching for a sense of normal life. Losing patience, Carla retorts that it's obvious what Becky is after, and it certainly isn't normality. Accusing Lisa and Becky of being delusional, Carla storms off. At the station, Carla confides in Kit, admitting she doesn't buy Becky's version of events and suspects there's more behind it. Could Kit be thinking the same thing? Meanwhile, a troubled Todd admits to Shona and Gary that he argued with Theo the night before, after which Theo walked out, and he hasn't seen him since. Later, when Jake stops by the cabin and hands Brian a mobile, Todd is rattled even further as Brian discloses it belongs to Theo. What's become of him? Elsewhere, Kit is shown into an interview room at the station, where he comes face to face with Bethany. She explains she left her London job, took her boss's car without permission, drove it to Manchester, and is now accused of stealing it. Can Kit find a way to get her out of the mess? Bethany later admits to Sarah that she resigned before she was forced out and intends to stay in Manchester permanently. How will Daniel respond to her unexpected return? Also, while hiding her true feelings, Asha reassures Dev that withdrawing her complaint was the right move. And finally, Glenda tells George she's written down Christina's strengths and weaknesses, but when Christina suddenly arrives, she grabs the list straight from Glenda's hand. Has Coronation Street just hinted at a Christmas double tragedy? Kevin's chilling warning to Abby and Carl sparks alarm. Should Abby and Carl be worried for their safety? In tonight's Coronation Street, Kevin Webster threatened to kill Abby and Carl, leaving fans questioning whether the soap is planting seeds for a shocking, festive storyline. Abby finally reached breaking point and told Kevin that their marriage was finished, but Kevin reacted badly, raising the possibility that a Christmas double murder could be looming. Abby calls time on her marriage to Kevin. Earlier, Abby accompanied Kevin to the hospital for his cancer checkup. The couple received positive news when doctors confirmed there was no active cancer. Kevin was overjoyed, seeing it as a fresh chapter in their relationship, though Abby's lack of enthusiasm was obvious. Trying to lighten the mood, Kevin suggested getting a dog and pictured them enjoying long walks by the canal and growing old together. Abby, stunned, asked him to at least consult her before making such decisions. Later, she met Carl and admitted she loved him deeply and no longer wanted to keep secrets from Kevin. Carl reassured her of his own feelings as the pair planned to meet James. Still clinging to hope, Kevin showed Abby a picture of a vintage Ford Capri he wanted them to restore together. That was the final straw. Abby bluntly told him, "I think we should split up." Kevin begged her to reconsider before snapping, "It's Carl, isn't it? I'm going to kill him." Abby insisted her decision wasn't about another man, just that she had fallen out of love. Before they could continue, Jack interrupted, saying Debbie needed them at the pub. Abby rushed there, worried something was wrong, but it turned out Debbie simply wanted to celebrate Kevin's clean bill of health. Kevin's fury boils over. At the pub, Kevin pulled Carl outside, demanding to know if he was sleeping with Abby. Carl denied the accusation, insisting he'd never betray Kevin, especially while he was battling cancer. For a moment, Kevin seemed to accept it, but later confided in Debbie that he remained convinced something was going on, after spotting Abby and Carl's chemistry on garage CCTV footage. Seething, Kevin growled, "If she's left me for him, I swear I'll kill the pair of them." With Abby and Carl determined to keep their relationship under wraps a little longer, could everything explode during the Christmas season? And with Kevin's menacing threats, has the soap just foreshadowed a deadly double murder twist this festive period? Theo injured in Coronation Street, but his chilling smirk hints at something darker. Theo Silverton has long been one of the cobble's most complicated figures, having spent years battling with his sexuality and hiding the truth from himself and others. His relationship with Todd Grimshaw changed everything. Now living together, the pair's romance unfolds against the backdrop of Theo's tense custody fight with his ex-wife over their children. Just as Theo secured visitation rights, tragedy struck. His former wife's partner, Noah, died unexpectedly. Noah's history with Theo was complicated. Once a close friend, he later became involved in the damaging conversion therapy Theo endured as a teenager. Despite their painful past, Theo's response to Noah's death wasn't relief. He told Todd that in the beginning, Noah had been his best mate, only to change drastically later in life. But in the coming episodes, Noah's passing leaves Theo feeling more insecure than ever. And as viewers have seen before, Theo's insecurities often manifest as controlling and manipulative behavior towards Todd. When Theo announces that his children, Miles and Millie, are coming for a visit, he orders Todd to make sure the flat is spotless. Todd plays along, smiling through his discomfort. The visit, however, takes a sour turn when Millie admits she's only there because the court forced her, leaving Theo heartbroken. Things worsen when Todd mentions he's volunteering with Billy at the soup kitchen. Theo, unable to cope with Todd spending time with Billy, is consumed by jealousy. Determined not to be left out, he heads to the community center himself, pretending he wants to lend a hand. While helping Mary dismantle a table, Theo suddenly yells in pain after trapping his finger. Todd rushes to grab the first aid kit, but as he does, Theo allows himself a sinister smile. He has Todd fussing over him just the way he wants. Actor Gareth explained, "I think the audience are starting to see Theo's anger issues more clearly, and they're also catching glimpses of him taking twisted satisfaction in the ways he can manipulate and control Todd. Slowly, behavior that's already crossing the line, huge red flags, is becoming normalized. And that's only going to escalate." Coronation Street, to bring back classic character after 25 years as Kevin Webster's possible new romance. Fans of Coronation Street are convinced that a familiar face could soon make a comeback and rekindle an old flame with Kevin Webster, following the collapse of his marriage to Abby. Viewers have watched Kevin struggle in recent months. His life was shaken by a testicular cancer diagnosis, though loved ones, including Abby and his sister Debbie, offered their support. Debbie herself has been coping with vascular dementia, adding to the family's difficulties. The Webster household was further unsettled when Kevin and Debbie's brother Carl returned from Germany. It wasn't long before he caused chaos, with Abby finding herself drawn to him despite her marriage. Eventually, Abby and Carl gave in to temptation and began a secret relationship, made worse by the revelation that Kevin had lied about still having cancer. But Abby isn't Carl's only secret. He's also been sleeping with James Bailey, leaving Abby in the dark about his real loyalties. During Wednesday's episode, Abby ended things with Kevin, confessing she wanted to be with Carl. Heartbroken, Kevin accused them of having an affair, and while he was right, both denied it. Later, Abby and Carl agreed to continue hiding their relationship. In the wake of Kevin and Abby's split, some viewers think they know who Kevin's next love interest could be. Could she be about to make a dramatic return and cross paths with Kevin once more? Coronation Street airs Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and ITVX.